back to another MSF Roundtable. I'm Mendawgs, and we've got a couple of exciting things concerning the show this week. We did get it into podcast form, which was a lot of people were asking for, which is super exciting. So now you can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Unfortunately, this week we don't have Dapper. He's a little under the weather, so we thought we'd keep pushing through. Next week, we are actually going to be streaming this live on my channel, so definitely come and check that out. We'd all love to have you there. All right, so let's go around the table. How you doing, Lex?
I am doing wonderful, sir. How about yourself, man?
Doing very well. What's been going on with you?
I'm just trying to finish up my DD2 team. I'm getting pretty close, and still trying to button up the back end of my Sinister Six for Invisible Woman. And I'm getting ready for a couple other things, and that's about it, man.
That's awesome, man. Crayvis, how you doing, bro?
I am doing well. How are you, Mr. Mendawgs?
Ooh, I'm fucking good. I'm going to beat that.
He doesn't let me say that, but he said,
What are you doing this
flipping
week?
good.
Someone had to do it.
But anyway, only real noteworthy things that I've done on the account, or my two accounts this week. I've gotten Hella is about 3 little mini uniques away from 14. I should be getting Phoenix when she rolls around here next, so hopefully I can get started on DD3. And then little baby Crayvis has just been baby Crayvis and just smashing his head into a wall. Early accounts.
Sounds good. All right, PvP Master Nietzsche. How's it going, brother?
Pretty good. Just basically working on my Sinister Six right now. They're my focus. They're one of my last teams to get to Gear Tier 12, offensively at least. And, that's about it.
Sounds good. And Xero, what is going on?
Well, I just beat Node 4 of DD3, and now I'm on to the bread and butter of literally nothing until I get another character for Node 5. So I'm sitting here for a hot minute.
Well, congratulations.
Just every day, 2 characters, they can die, and you'll be like, well, we'll see you again tomorrow.
Pretty much.
And a little exciting. So last week we did have Goofy on as a special guest, and he loved it so much he decided to join the crew. So Goofy, how is it going, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do this again for another week and continuing weeks, too as well. So, what's going on with me? Listen, I got SSM to Gear Tier 14 today. Let's go!
Woo!
So I'm amped. I'm super amped right now. I need one more character. One more character to get to Dark Dimension 3, which essentially I'm waiting on Phoenix. Once I get Phoenix, by the way, I already have the gear for Phoenix ready. So,
Dang.
So as soon as I get her, I'm going to be able to take her all the way up, get her to Gear Tier 14, and then we're going to be able to do the damn thing. In the baby account, we're progressing. We're kind of like hit that threshold now where we're going to be starting to work a little bit on that Guardians team so we can start doing Dark Dimension 1. So pretty exciting. Some pretty exciting things going on. But listen, the big milestone, SSF Gear Tier 14. Anything is possible.
You get Carnage too.
Yeah.
Congrats, brother. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
And Mendawgs, as I said before, this week has been relatively quiet. I did get 6-star for my Hella, which is pretty exciting because that means I'm getting a Phoenix. So that was the big one. Oh, thank you very much. She's Gear 14, so she's pretty much going to walk into that pretty easily. And then I've just been playing around with Doc Ock, which we'll talk about later, and sort of the effect he has had in the game. But with that, guys, we're going to kick off straight to the news. All right, the news. I don't want to harp on it too long, but new icon. It's meant to help. I don't know. They just wanted to do new icon, I guess. The art department was getting a bit bored. What do we think? Crayvis is not a fan.
Like, why? Why? It's like,
like
hey,
how
we
it was-
put the F in it after the M this time, so now it's FMS. Like, it's a damn logo. It doesn't make sense. But who cares?
Yeah, I agree. I liked it before when it was just the shield logo or like the strike logo or whatever. You know, I think that was good. Maybe they should have just kept updating that, or I don't know. I really, and plus like the characters they chose Rocket, Deadpool, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. Like, why those four? Like, are you saying those four characters are what make Marvel? You know, I don't know. I liked the logo. I figured it was a good all around touch. You know, so yeah, I agree with Crayvis.
I think it's probably more, and unless anyone has any big points, I think it's more just to go and match with the rest of them. Anyone have any points? Otherwise, we'll move.
If you like filthy words as much as Crayvis does, Deadpool and Rocket had better be in the damn logo. That's all I'm going to say.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the most unnecessary, unwanted thing that they could have ever done in Marvel Strike Force. I don't care, and nobody can convince me to care about it at all. It's just like a waste of time.
I'm totally with you, Goofy. It's like, Black Bolt still doesn't attack people when they get red health if it was a heal spell. Could we fix that? Like, let's fix the game, and then let's draw a new pretty picture that we can look at when we open it. Huh, guys?
Right? All that money they're making for new pictures.
That's it. All right, guys. So you saw it today, the Alien Amplifier post. Now, we're going to not read, obviously, through it all, but we are just going to go through the segments. So the first one, Scream, what do we think? Lex?
Give.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been very excited, very much looking forward to these characters. I'm really excited for what it's going to mean for the symbiote team. Not even just the symbiote team, but for the rest of the game. I think she's going to be great. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I know that I'm going to wail out for her. Shit.
Show of hands, who's, and this isn't going to work on the podcast, but show of hands, who's going to wail on these two new symbiotes?
all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Look, I'm super pumped. So, Crayvis, what do you think?
Give me the thing. I need the thing.
Where's
because
my visa?
I've got 3 other things that are really looking forward to the thing. Now, adding a whatever the X thing is where you can't get buffs is good. Symbiote's needed. The 5th character needs a cleanse. This is all I ask. Scopely, they need a cleanse. That I don't care if you just reskin Squirrel Girl and give them the same damn abilities. Just make sure that they still got the special ability for symbiotes, and that's it. That's all they need. I'm very okay with Scream. I like her kit. She looks great. They need a damn cleanse.
I'm going to move past Nietzsche because I want to get his opinion on the PvP, and this might go for a while. So, Goofy, what do you think about A, Scream's kit, and B, the artwork, I guess?
Yeah, so Scream looks like a really good character. Phenomenal character for that team. I think there's obviously, when you look at the kit, just her ability to, not just the negative effects that she applies, but then also, just her ability to heal, and then also to, speed up the entire team. I think that makes them a strong counter, especially against, the Asgardian team. When I look at that team, yeah, when you think about characters like Loki, who does a lot of summons, when you kill those summons, every single time that entire symbiote team is going to speed up. They go from pretty much basically being a soft counter team to being pretty much basically a direct counter team. My biggest concern, though, with Scream is just really essentially her stats. Always stats. I don't necessarily need her to be a damage character, but what I do need for her to be is a character that does have high health, so that she can survive. And of course, if she's going to heal for a percentage of her max health, then she needs to have good health stats.
Mhm.
And then she also, in my opinion, too, as well, she needs to have high focus in order to be able to land those sort of negative effects too as well. So there's a little bit of a concern where that is concerned. If she does check the box on all of those areas, then I don't think that she's just going to be a character, or that team is just going to be a team that's going to be good for war offense or in raids. We already know that, but I think that they're probably going to be a strong team in arena too. I think for a long time they're going to be a really good team in arena until, of course, they come up with a counter for that team. But for the most part, they're going to be a strong team, as well, in arena. And of course, obviously, Dr. mentioned 3. I mean, that's obvious. Now, my one thing that I'll also mention too as well is her not having the Spider-Verse tag. I think it's probably them, just because I know people will talk about why she didn't have the Spider-Verse tag. I think her not having the Spider-Verse tag is probably because they know that if she did, that she would probably literally break the entire game. So they're probably thinking, okay, let's just limit her to the symbiote team so that she can actually still be somewhat, not as dangerous, for the rest of the game.
And Xero, what do you think, bro?
Well, like most of us, I like to use Facebook, and when I saw the post, it was like, who is the best villain out of all these guys? And I'm like, there's so many more. But everyone hearted on Scream. It was the first it was pretty much like the first introduction to Scream that at least I saw before actually coming on and be like, all right, here's the blog post and all this crazy stuff. And they're like, if they're more of here's some free shards because you played the Facebook game. I'm like, oh man, yo, free 99 is the best 99 for your boy. I'm telling you. But to hit on what Goofy said, she's gonna be great when she comes out. At least I can definitely see her being a $50 offer, talking about the money aspect. Yo, I hope whoever's watching this, whoever's got wives, just get ready to get reamed, boys.
But everybody, please be aware that symbiotes right now, the Scream is just going to make them better. Okay, they still work the way they are now, so you don't have to buy Scream to have symbiotes working. Right? Scream just adds a couple more debuffs, a couple more ways to get through stealth, but the rest of the team is still definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ain't gonna buy Scream, you ain't gonna be totally and completely out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
So Nietzsche, I've still got to put my comments in, but I'm interested to see on your perspective. PvP is your little love child. You even was running. You knew the time we would record this show, and you still were doing a PvP tournament. When I say he's the king of PvP tournaments, I'm not lying. So how do you feel that this is going to impact on the... obviously you can talk about the kid as well, but how do you think this is going to impact PvP? Do you think it's she's going to be one of those must-haves, or just, if I can, sure?
So, in a PvP aspect, I think she's going to be good. I don't think she's going to be great, because one of her best abilities is that increasing max health, the speed up, and the heal. And that does not affect anything but symbiotes. So yes, if you can get her in with your other symbiotes, it's going to help. She is going to be crucial if you can get in Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man. She has a kit that rivals Symbiote Spider-Man, and I think they're just going to end up being very prevalent bans. Everyone's going to be banning one or two of those in order to prevent that combo. So will I think she'd be a PvP breaker? Probably not. She's going to be awesome in raids, awesome in war. Arena, I have my doubts. Everyone says she's going to make that team murder Black Order. I'm not 100%.
They're still going to resist every buff clear. It's not going to happen.
Well, she's supposed to she's supposed to reduce the resistance, but even so, the speed is the main thing. They don't have any summons, Therefore, they aren't really, there's nothing in that team that's just super squishy to where they're just going to murder them, get those speed ups, get those extra speed bar. I don't think they're going to be the Black Order killer. They could be. I also think Sinister Six would be either. But
so going a bit off topic, but I've heard the Eternals is going to be the one that takes over Black Order, not
The Eternals.
The Eternals, yeah. So Black Knight's meant to be the next legendary. So get your quantum guys ready. So that's Wasp and.
Get your credit card ready, boy.
Stream's going to have that much of an effect on PvP, really, because like Goofy said earlier, they mentioned that they hamstrung her, so she only works with symbiotes. Now, Squirrel Girl is good because she clears buffs off of everybody and heals everybody. She doesn't give everybody defense down when they hit lower than 50%, but that's fine because she doesn't have to. But Scream's not going to break much PvP because unless you pair her with Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage, she's just another strong character-ish.
So the reason, and I don't think she's necessarily going to break PvP, but what I'm interested about is once we have 5 symbiotes, the chances of me being able to build a couple of symbiotes increases, obviously, because there's more of them to select.
Well,
so
it's probably not going to lead to much of a gain in PvP, but for your guys' guilds that are trying to progress through Ultima 7 to get to that 100%, those symbiotes are going to be amazing for that, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's not everything has to be PvP totally focused. Like they're a raid team and they're a Dark Dimension team is what symbiotes basically are. They just do well at other things too.
Yeah, no. So going back to your comment about the having a cleanser, that's meant to be anti-venom. If you look at other games that he's in,
I hope
and I don't know if it's going to work exactly like this, but he takes the negative effects on your team and throws it on the other team. So,
well, that's fine.
Whether
he doesn't have to do anything else. He doesn't even have to have a basic at that point because symbiotes will be done. They don't need anything else.
We're not with a chicken dinner. But yeah, so no, I think Scream's going to be a fantastic one, and I'm super interested for the new one. So there's a picture of her there. So Doom's influence is the next topic we're going to be talking about. So there was a whole bunch of characters that were moved around. Thoughts? Are we happy? Are we? Because it doesn't say how long it's for.
I'm actually really happy about being able to farm Captain Marvel because she's a good
one
character.
of the best damage dealers in the game is farmable, and it's pretty early. There's nothing to be pissed about. Everything is good there.
I mean, newer players too, they might be able to farm her, but I'm pretty excited about it.
It's something 6, so it's not even a node or a 7th chapter of anything. So it's not anything with the increased difficulty. It should really help out newer accounts.
Yeah.
If they farm it.
Yep. Yeah, she's a great addition, and like they say, she's a one-woman army for sure. So can't be mad at it. You know what I mean?
Pair with Loki. Oof. Kill anything in turn 1, no problems.
Yeah, I mean, Black Widow, I need to get my Black Widow up. Captain Marvel, happy days. And I was talking to a couple of people who've just started, and they're pretty excited that they get that opportunity, especially Captain Marvel, because you do unlock her with a new account. I think it's 3-star, but definitely want to be pumping up to that 5-star. One thing that I found interesting, and it is on the screen there, is the star unlocks were decreased for Mysterio and Hawkeye. So Mysterio is now a 2-star unlock instead of a 4-star, and Hawkeye is a 1-star unlock instead of a 2, I guess, maybe 3. Do we think that's that's good? Do we think that's helping people out? Thoughts?
I mean,
I don't think it
anything
matters either way.
in reducing the unlock is good for a new player. It doesn't matter to anyone that's been playing. Yeah. So, but we want to involve more new players. We want the game to keep going. So anything that helps a new player is good.
I don't think it really helps them, though. I mean, it just lets them put gear on them earlier, but it's still the 2-star Mysterio ain't doing shit for you.
So
I'm sorry.
At least like how Nietzsche was saying, it's pretty much like the baseline. It's like, hey, like, like if let's say Goofy, for instance, was like, hey, this is the 2020 or 2021 build up right here, what you need to get as a new player right off the bat, because a lot of YouTubers are like, oh, well, go for aim, go for this, go for that. But now they're giving us more flavors of the Kool-Aid. They're like, hey, now Guardians, all right, forget them. Guess who's up?
Yep.
Sinister Six.
That's one of my mission statements. It's like, screw the Guardians. I'm never putting any gear on them on my baby Crayvis account. I am not doing that again. No.
And it's more of like, okay, like you're explaining to them like, hey, what do you want? Do you want to beat the campaign nodes, or do you want to start farming different kinds of things? But at the same time, you literally have to beat the campaign nodes to get anything out of the game.
Yep.
And you know, it's just gonna keep progressing for YouTubers to keep pushing out content to where it's like, hey, this is the new beginner's guide. Okay, you know, Sinister 6 unlocks 2, Guardians 1. You know, like. I mean, I don't want to say like it's a no-brainer, but it's like, hey, like they're able to give YouTubers more to be able to push more content out, pretty much. At least that's like from my perspective.
I don't even think there's a real guide anymore for new players. I mean, you can tell them to go for aim, or you can tell them to go for Asgard, or you can tell them to go for Guardians. But at the same point, you would be much better off if you spent all of your currency on Blitz orbs and Raid orbs, and just entered that legendary calendar at some point so you could get all of them. Because Star-Lord is not going to help you in Arena. Star-Lord is going to help you to do one thing, which I will point out that you can do without Star-Lord. You do not need Star-Lord to get through Dark Dimension 2.
No,
you,
you can do it with Thanos.
You need Minerva. Minerva has to be 2 stars.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Right now, I have Symbiote, Minerva, Hela, Carnage, and I'm trying to decide between using Sinister and Emma, and I'm leaning more towards Emma right now.
I would probably do Sinister, because Sinister is going to do work for you in DD3 too.
Well, and a buddy of mine was telling me that he could clone Ultron on the last node too. So
the problem is, I mean, a lot of the guides are not just specifically for just to address that really quickly. A lot of the guides aren't necessarily for people who are willing to spend money in the game. A lot of the guides are people for people who are who are cheap to play or who are free to play. So the free to play aspect of it, you're not going to have access to Symbiote Spider-Man, probably not even realistically be able to get to Carnage, right? So the cheap to play guide or the free to play guide says, okay, let's go after Star-Lord, let's go after the Guardians, because at least the Guardians can get you through Dark Dimension 1, Star-Lord and Minerva can get you through realistically. Minerva is going to out damage everybody in Dark Dimension 2. It doesn't matter who you bring in, Minerva is going to out damage every single person in Dark Dimension 2. You know, so that is a better
like a
option.
Full symbiote team, then you might get more from Bleeds. But yeah, he's totally right.
Exactly, you know, so it doesn't even matter if you bring in Black Bolt. Like Black Bolt is gonna under damage, you know, Minerva in Dark Dimension 2.
He'll hit for what he hits, but they have like 1 million health each. Like
it's exactly, so it doesn't really matter. But when you look at this aspect, and I think they said it's gonna be temporary, right? That's what they said, that things are gonna be temporary. The biggest thing or a few big things that I pay attention to is, does it really help the new players? Not really. It just kind of helps you morally, because it makes you feel like you're able to get a character earlier that you can use to get, eventually unlock legendaries. I also think what it does too is that they're now kind of pushing the Avengers team on you in a sense, because you have a 3-star unlock for Iron Man. You now have access to Black Widow earlier. You have access to Hawkeye. You have access to Captain America. So with this new rework, they're kind of pushing, hey, the Avengers are still a good team, so that's really kind of what I see they're pushing here. But then also, paying attention to this too, Vision, is also an option earlier too, so you have access to even an early power armor team. But the other aspect that I look at this too as well is, okay, now they're introducing Captain Marvel into a node where you can farm her early, which essentially, for me, the way I look at it is, okay, well, now you're going to make SSM farmable, or not farmable, because we got to talk about the ScopeNet farmable. ScopeNet farmable option is orbs, right? That's how they think about farmable. But now I feel like they're going to make Symbiote Spider-Man available in the milestone orbs, which is the reason why they're taking, Captain Marvel out of that orb. Well, they didn't say that, but they're going to make her available, there, which of course kind of makes me curious as to why they also made a offer available for him for $35 this past week.
Right.
You know, for Real Spider-Man. So
To get
that's
the
what I
cash
think.
before everyone goes to Marvel.
Exactly.
And
So-
save
so that-
70%.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. For 50 shards. What does that do for me?
So
Get me to 6 stars.
we've got the return and legendary event, the Phoenix, who
Phoenix.
is either A, getting her or B, upgrading her this turn. I know I am. I just, as I said, got a 6-star Hela, so I am good to go. What about you guys?
I won't
Yeah,
hit
no.
7, but I got the 6 done by about 100 each. So
Nice.
Something I'm still working on.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting to her. So on my main account. So that's going to be an exciting time. Like I said, that's the last character I need for Dark Dimension 3.
Yeah, so do I. And Xero, you're getting an upgrade too, aren't you?
It just depends. You know, if I'm feeling generous to Scopely, you know, I might drop a 30 bomb just to, you know, finish out Nobu. But obviously, Nobu is just sitting there like,
I
I'ma
still
get you
farm him
money.
every day, and I hate
I
it.
have
Yeah,
to.
I'm
I
not-
have to farm it every day.
But
I'm not
Hand
too far
Assassin is
away.
not getting farmed. Mhm.
Definitely not.
Mhm. She's just sitting
I'm
on the
not-
bench.
I'm not
What
too
about me?
far away.
Not today.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Not today, Satan.
Nietzsche, you're being quiet. You've already got a 7-star, don't
Yeah, I do.
you?
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
like,
song.
yeah, I don't care. I
Song.
don't care about that event. That event means nothing to me.
He's all like, I'm just here
It
with
won't
all the
even show
believers
up
that
on my
haven't gotten
screen.
her yet. That's me.
I won't even know when the event rolls around because it won't show up on my screen.
Mm.
It
must be nice.
It must be nice being Nietzsche.
And to finish up this page, you know, Cyclops is coming, the Thing's coming. Cyclops is probably the best of those two, and then obviously Scream, I believe, is coming Blitz. And then we've got the Chaos
Are
Theory
they doing a Cyclops one?
coming.
It's
Yeah, it's nice, but I'm
terrible.
actually
Like,
finding him pretty good in the
you,
radar.
you have to understand that I hate
So-
Scott Summers.
So
on
one more thing. I know Xero had mentioned that she might be a $50 offer. We don't know exactly what the shard amount is going to be. And usually $50 offers are for 100 unlock, 100 shard unlock. I think that they're being. This is interesting for a character that has a great kit like hers. I'm surprised that they're allowed. What is it? An event? Not an event. Sorry,
like
what
a
is it?
campaign
The-
thing, isn't it?
campaign. Yeah, campaign. So I'm actually surprised that they're releasing her that way, because usually those are like the 45 shard unlocks and characters that are kind of like irrelevant.
I'm not complaining.
So I'm surprised.
Not
It-
complaining.
I thought
I
she was going to be
love it.
legendary.
I love it. I might get it on both accounts. I'll be super stoked if I can pull that
Like-
off.
I thought She-Hulk was the big one, but well,
I'm
you know,
not even tripping.
Nah.
the 100 shot. Yeah, I
I'm
know.
sorry.
but-
She-Hulk
Well, we talked to
She-Hulk would have been the big one if she could have went on Young Avengers, but she's going to be chilling with the damn Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
So
why
I don't
didn't they
care.
make her Young Avengers? She would have rounded that team out.
just a brawler. That's all you had to do.
And
That's the
Right.
only thing you had to change
anyone
was the
who's
word
watched-
protector to brawler.
Anyone
Yeah.
watching this can watch episode 3 because we spend pretty much 40 minutes talking about She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, I think I went postal on She-Hulk last week too.
So a future feature was to come out. This is the end of the sort of news segment, but a feature came out. I had some mates who were able to play it. I believe Goofy, you made a video and you were able to play it. Blitz Simon and Raid Simon.
Yep.
Coming out December. They did a post about it. It's on the screen there. What do we think? I mean, everyone's super excited about it because no one likes Blitz. I like Blitz, but no one else does. What do we think? And we'll go around the table because it'll be easier because I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts. Lex, what do you think about this?
I think that well, I mean, I'm happy about it that you're going to be able to sim, you know, your Blitz. You know, we were talking about it earlier. You know, we don't know what it's going to mean because now a lot of people are going to be blitzing that weren't blitzing, and so the ranking is going to be a lot harder to get through if you're trying to hit the ranking and those high numbers. And I mean, it's definitely going to be cool that you'll be able to move through your blitz real fast. I do like the fact that Blitz allows you to play the game whenever you want. But it sometimes, it gets a little old. But I'm not happy about how they did a 15-minute release of it, and then they took it away, and now we're not going to give it to you until December. I don't understand what that was all about. I mean, I could see a couple weeks or something like that, but
it was
to
an
push it
accidental
back.
leak. It was an accidental leak. They weren't meant to show it, which is why it looks wonky. Crayvis, what do you think?
That's right.
So yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right. I'm going to try to do this with as few F-bombs as possible. But why in the F do you put that out 3 months early? And why in the F do you give the raid one and say, oh, no, we're not doing that? Like,
Blue
no.
balling.
Blue ball.
Do not do that shit. You have to, have a better quality control on shit getting out, I guess. I don't know, how to fix that, but don't drop something and say, oh, no, this isn't going to be ready until next year. Oh, my God, that is a giant... Hang on. I found a way to do this. There. I screamed F you into my mic, but I muted it first.
He had to get it out. His tongue was burning.
Sound effect.
That's my thought.
Nietzsche, what do you think, brother?
I didn't get to actually test it. I didn't even know about it, really. I like the idea. I think if it's done right, I personally hate Blitz. I don't Blitz that much. I do my milestones and then my 2 a day, typically.
Me and Nietzsche, milestone and chill.
On my Electra, I did just do 3 on my first run for each team, and that was about it. And then I've gone back to my 2 a day. For raid, I think they should have similar to, I don't know if this is what was implemented, but similar to you got to 3-star it, so you can't lose anyone before you can actually auto it. That would be my opinion. I don't know how it actually was released.
Xero?
So I was, I went to work today, and I was one of the few to sit there and be like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna get lucky on Blitz. Maybe because I still got milestones to do. I'm sitting there. I'm like, what is at the corner of my? So I hit it. I'm like, oh yeah, 3.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, is everyone else enjoying this? And then it automatically got. It hit the reset. It was like, oh, your game has to reset. And I'm like, oh no, what did I do?
There's been an anomaly.
And it was definitely
all right, Commando, we have screwed the poop.
I definitely see where Lex is coming from, where it comes down to okay, it's not fair, but at the same time, you gotta think about it, with him coming from Swogo and us from MSF, right? You gotta think about it. If I'm such a low, galactic power, and you're such a high, and you're doing GAC and different other crazy things that I'm gonna suck at. It's okay, well, obviously he did his time to where it's all right, I've got a couple big cards under my name, but since I started out the game very in the beginning, I'm very low level, and it's all right, well, obviously I'm not gonna get the same outcome as Nietzsche is. He's Sim done, get out of here, done. And I'm sitting here man, I got 3 teams.
Well, yeah, you can still lose. You can still.
Yeah. But with us, it's all right. I have 28 teams. Out of 28 teams, I get to select who they're gonna go against. If that matchup, now if it's a defenders beating us, then I'm okay, obviously that's not the right move, Chief. There's no way this defenders took out my 300k, X-Men or some Black Order. I'm sitting here no, there's no way. The raid I don't agree with. The raid is I think that should be not a thing. Blitz, yes, because you just sit there. I could sit there all day auto and spend 5 seconds of my life I'm never gonna get back. Versus raid, you have to actually sit there and you'd be okay, I have to use this. I have to save this. I have to get this charge. I have to do this. All right, like that way, you know, you're not losing characters along the road. Depending on what U7 or U6 or whatever, you know, you're sitting at right now. Yeah, you just want to you just want to keep it like sim off of that. Blitz, love it. I went in Goofy stream earlier today and was like, Blitz, love it. Raid, don't love it. That's terrible. Terrible idea. Unless like someone else has...
like the raid ones, and I want to offer you a different take on it. They don't have to have the raid ones if they don't want to, but they need to get rid of raid energy, because making you log in 3 different times a day to spend your raid energy is fucking ridiculous. And putting an auto sim on that so you can just put it in your pocket and go, so you can actually get it done when you don't have the time to do it.
For Greek, I accept that, because the Greek, I send them in all day. It's gone.
Mm-hmm. Right, but T15 is coming too. So all of the shit that you're having problems with, you're going to shitstomp coming up pretty quick, and you will be able to auto, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Goofy?
Greek, I'll take.
So my thoughts on the Blitz sim is, I mean, and obviously, like, I made a very quick video on it, 5 minutes, just talking about how it works. But the biggest thing that I notice, or that I would say about it, is, okay, great. I'm excited about Blitz sim. I'm excited it's in the game. I hate the fact that it was only available for like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, and he took it away. I don't necessarily agree with the raid aspect of it, because I feel like that could be very complex and sort of confusing. And yeah, but the Blitz aspect, I'm very cool with. Now, my take on that is, okay, you've started to introduce PvP as a way for us to also get milestones in the game. You know, with the Sinister Assembly, we can see that now. Now, are you, with this new Blitz sim thing, I'm assuming that you're going to sort of kind of reduce the rewards that you would get for events like that. So now you're going to force us to start doing PvP. That's my first thing. Is PvP not going to replace, you know, getting milestones for events like that, you know, replace Blitz in that aspect? Also, for those who are higher TCPs who refuse to Blitz because Blitz sucks, because it does, you know, are they not going to be more introduced into blitzing again? And then what does that mean for someone like myself, who's cheap to play, who's mid-game, you know, who I can't get that many points, you know, through Blitz? What does that mean now? Am I going to be bumped down to like the beginning percentile because I can't keep up with the points that they're doing, because now they can Blitz and they have these high TCP and they can get all these points? So those are my two things that I feel like could essentially hurt the younger player base, when I think that the new introduction that they did with Blitz, where they changed the amount of shards that you were able to get, actually helped the earlier player base. So now it's almost like they're flipping it back again with this new Blitz sim. So it just makes me nervous for like the modes that they're going to require you to do in order for you to be able to get milestones. That is my big concern. But overall, I do like the Blitz sim feature, because I hate Blitz. So for me not having to do it anymore, I'm cool with it. But those are just my concerns on some other aspects here where I'm just like, bruh, nah.
What if they made it like
Nah,
balanced
bruh.
PvP, where it was balanced Blitz?
It wouldn't work.
That'd be terrible. That'd be
It's
terrible.
not a balanced Blitz, though. It never is.
No, I'm just saying.
But how?
You take your shield idiots, and it's all like, all right, you're going to fight this X-Men team with this 3-star Phoenix. It's like, what?
You get to pick it. I mean, you get to pick your team that you fight.
All right, so you could take the Black Order, or you could take the full symbiote team, but either way, you're screwed, right?
But also there is the on and off button that they put up, right? So you do have the option to say, I am not going to auto blitz. I'm still going to actually fight this battle. So you do have that option. So I mean,
I like
get to choose.
I like it as a testing platform. So when I unlocked Ultron, I was able to use that, which was pretty exciting. And also, I like the auto feature, and that's going to move into our topic. So we were all hoping for ISOA, and we're just going to talk about that. But we're going to move into, which I think is good for the main topic, is we were talking about how they're trying to reduce areas in the game and trying to move into new areas, right? So PvP, as we've talked about, is trying to move into a different a focus point, right? So we're doing milestones and stuff like that. And the community has, granted, it seems to be either you love PvP or you hate PvP, but it definitely, the community does love doing their tournaments, probably organised by Nietzsche. Probably. Statistically, 99.9% he's either running it or he's in it or he's doing both. So I do like the auto feature because it does still keeps it in the game as a game mode. We're bringing sliders into the alpha, beta, and gamma raids as well. I'm hoping Dark Dimension 4 is not as bad as Dark Dimension 3. Dark Dimension 3, I was watching a mate.
It worse.
He logs in. He's like, doesn't move. Phoenix dies. Resurrects. Doesn't move. Dies. That's it. So that's obviously not a time sink. What do we think? And because I think Lex brought it up, is that why, or Crayvis, or maybe it was before the video, but you were talking about why 3 months. I think they're trying to set it up so that you can sim. Because there'll be other game modes that you'll want to spend your time in. What do we think about that? Like, they're clearly trying to move us away from Blitz, which was, I believe, the very first, besides the
it's supposedly had been the plan since the beginning of the year. They wanted to try to reduce low-quality screen time, I think is what they said.
Yeah, so...
More game modes would be great. I think I'm good with that. More game
You were
modes
saying
are always good.
DD4.
Well,
the thing that scares me the most is that it's gonna have gamma's restrictions, because if it does, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna hate everything about it.
yeah.
If I have to gear up like 6 different teams to get through DD4,
I've talked about this on my channel and a couple other mates. I think it's going to be like Dark Dimension 2. That
I hope so. I really do.
The effort to actually get there, and obviously there'll be better teams, right? So there'll be like, you should take this 5 team because they're better. But I think it's going to be the fact that you've got those 5 characters is the gate. You know what I mean? Because we've seen them, like, it's like 5,000 SPCs or something to get to Gear 15. I think that's going to be the gate, and I don't think it's going to be like Dark Dimension 3 where it's only global, it's only city, it's only cosmic, stuff like that. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think it will be.
If they did like they're doing cosmic, so those are beta restrictions, yes? Is that right? Dark Dimension 3 has beta type restrictions. Alpha. Okay, so if they did beta type restrictions, that wouldn't be totally terrible, because at least you'd be able to take a tech, and because that's the way that they do that. But if they do it team specific, and they'll probably do that for DD5, and I'm skipping Dark Dimension 5 if that's the case. I'm just not going to do it.
Anyone else got any points on the, we've obviously talked.
I mean, I think that they are going to do similar to what they did with DD3, where it's going to be probably city, cosmic, global. I think if you go to beta restrictions are actually very restrictive. You go into mutant, you go into tech, you go into what are some of the other big ones? But it gets very restrictive in there.
It's the 5 Origins and Sinister 6. So, like, you could take a full bio team, like your Black Bolt and your Symbiotes, and just raffle stomp whatever the fuck. Like, I'm fine with that.
Right.
But if I have to gear up my Sinister 6 to get through Node 3, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not gear 15.
Good day, sir. Good day.
It's not doing
it. GG, Scopely. GG.
Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah, I hope it's like Dark Dimension 2, where you take in a 5 team. It takes you a while to get there, just due to, because remember, it's also going to be ISO 8 related as well. So it's not the fact of just getting to Gear 15. You need them because it's scaled towards ISO 8.
So you got to think of it like this: like, is it proven that the ending reward is going to be almost similar to like Ultron, except we're getting Doom out of that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I definitely. I don't want to say I definitely can see it being kind of like DD2, but I feel like towards like the end of it, they're gonna throw some crazy. I don't want to say scenario, but they're gonna throw something that's just like a curveball to you. Like, oh, like I passed like 5 nodes, and then now it's like, all right, well, I want one of this, I want this, and one of this. You're sitting here like,
You
well,
better have Doom at tier 15. It's like I don't get Doom until I finish this, though. How do we?
yeah.
I mean,
but-
adding ISO 8 also adds, I don't know what you want to call it, classes in a way to characters. I mean, you could even add that to the nodes. Like, okay, you have to have a specific type class character.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
if
what
you
I was
have to
thinking.
re-ISO 8 characters per node, oh my god, people will throw a fit because those are going to cost money to
Well,
do. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, once you actually apply the ISO 8, you can flip it at no cost.
Oh, is that
Like-
see?
like
That's not the
Gears,
way
like-
that they said it. The way that
like-
they said it was, you can apply the ISO 8, and you can change the ISO 8, but you have to delete the other ISO 8 in order to do so. So you lose it.
It's like mods. It's pretty much like mods for Swogo.
Only you don't get to save them.
Yeah, you don't get to save them.
No, I thought they talked about how, say, I went up. I believe one of them is like Protector, where you get a shield on yourself. I believe if you change it to a different class, that Protector's still on that. It's just not activated.
Okay.
And you won't
Well, that's
lose
not
that-
terrible.
You won't lose that progression.
That's what I thought.
All right,
Yeah.
so if you could do like all of the ISO 8s on each character and then just change them willy nilly, I would have zero problem with that.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
think that's how
totally
it's
with you.
supposed to be. I don't think it destroys another one. I think you can actually have different, multiple classes, but it's going to use whatever ISO 8 you do get on that one character, and you can't use it on another.
And it's
So,
going to be expensive so you're not going to have every single
Yeah.
ISO in every character.
Times
right?
how many characters do we have? BT
Yeah.
dubs?
And gold.
like 5.
I'm presuming.
Like how many blitz teams do you use? Like there's five of each one, and they all gonna need their ISO 8 shit.
So I'm presuming it'll come out next week. The impression was ISO 8 was coming out with the next patch, which is Tuesday, and unfortunately it didn't drop with us. So hopefully they'll do a post, and then next week's video we'll do an absolute breakdown of ISO 8 and the effects. Just to sum up here, we sort of went past it, but Doc Ock, we did the event. I had fun with it. What do we think? The impact he's having in war, PvP, raids.
Doc Ock is an MVP.
He's turning
He
out
is-
to be a much better character than people were, than people thought, for
Mhm.
sure. And yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. He as long as you build the team around Doc Ock, then they can be a pretty viable team. I wouldn't say like, one of the best teams in the game. Maybe, I don't know, war defense, they might be all right, but yeah, he's all right. I think they're all right. I don't have like anything real bad, I guess, to say about him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
Did you unlock him?
no, I just I've been watching a lot of gameplay on him.
I didn't unlock him either. So I
Xero,
want to
you
know.
look like you had a lot to say.
Here's Doc Ock is like an MVP. Now I didn't get Doc Ock, and I don't care. But him making your side of the field immune to offense down has been fucking clutch for me. And I really hope he continues to do that.
He did so well. He did so well. I'm gonna have to beat that.
Whenever somebody picks Yo-Yo, it's like, yep, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So
Has anyone here unlocked them?
yeah, I got it.
No. I don't have
All
one.
right.
Yeah, men got
Oh,
him.
Mendawgs had that big money stream, so he was big whaling on stream.
Yeah.
I ate a bunch of whale food tonight.
Yum yum yum.
No, I don't have him.
It's actually it was a fun stream because normally I have lights because it's I stream at night, so you normally have the party lights, the music going on. Magneto was a really hard event for me, and so when everyone jumped in on stream, they're like, "Where's the party lights?" I'm like, "We're not partying until we get Doc Ock." And then then the music came on, the lights came on,
Listen,
and we
kids,
unlocked
sprinkles
him,
are
and I
for
was like,
winners, all right?
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. I'm just going to go around the room for any final comments. Lex, do you have anything to say?
I'm excited about Scream. Yay!
Crayvis, my man.
It starts with an F and ends with I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about Scream 2. I'm glad at the way that they're releasing her with that campaign. So you can actually decide to maybe core out a little bit for energy to go get her, so you don't necessarily have to pony up your visa if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Bring on that ISO 8. Need it.
Yep.
Nietzsche?
I'm just going to say excited for the Scream as well, but also subscribe, get in on this.
Hit that follow button.
Sign up for
bro.
Nietzsche's damn
Yeah.
tournaments, would you? Like he
And sign up for
hasn't
my
gotten to
tournaments.
kill you yet.
Come
And
and hang
he
out
really
with us.
He really wants to hurt you. So
We're
just sign
we're
up
lots
for
of
tournaments.
fun.
And
We're
I
fun.
want to lose to you.
Zero?
Telling you, dude. I'm telling you. We're gonna have live footage of all of this stuff, and everyone can see how the raw us. Okay?
Raw.
That way you
Next
can
week.
follow Goofy, Crayvis, Lex, Nietzsche, Mendawgs, hopefully me. Hopefully. It'd be an honor for you to be following me.
You don't need to follow Crayvis. Nobody needs that much crazy in their life. If you're going to do everybody else but one, you could just skip over Crayvis. Yeah.
And if I see a dislike on either Goofy's video or Mendawgs' video, I'm coming for you. Let's do it.
I'm coming for you, brother.
Hey, Goofy.
I kind of wish I had my damn sunglasses. I didn't know we were bringing props this week.
I mean, listen, I'm excited for Scream. I'm excited the way they're releasing her. I think she's gonna be a dope character. I'm getting Phoenix. I'm about to go into Dark Dimension 3, so I'm just excited about that. Other than that, check out this video. Make sure that you guys support. Obviously, we're gonna be doing some live streaming of this, starting, next week. So I hope to see you guys there too as well. And also, if you guys have any suggestions for improvements about anything, we're also open to that too as well. So please don't hesitate to share any sort of suggestions that you guys do have. We're doing this for you. We're doing this obviously because we enjoy the game, but we also want to make sure that you guys are getting valuable content out of this too as well. So please share your suggestions and let us know if there's anything that you like to
Also,
improve.
got any questions?
Well
Put them in the
said.
comments. Maybe we can
Well
answer
said.
next week. Huh?
Well
Huh?
said, sir.
Huh?
All right, guys, that's it from everyone from the MSF Roundtable. Always a pleasure. Highlight of my week, Friday night. So anyway, take it easy, guys. Do give the guys a follow on Twitch. The like, subscribe, so you don't miss a thing. And have a good one, guys. Cheers.